Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture number 21 of unit number 3 higher order differential equation. In this lecture we are going to cover the remaining examples based on bending moments. Okay, in this type of problems the differential equation will not be given in the question, that we have to derive from the given information. Okay, so the example is a light horizontal strut AB of length L is freely pinned at A and B and is under the action of equal and opposite compressive forces capital P, okay, at each of its ends, and carries a load W at its center. Okay, show that the deflection at its center is W by 2P into 1 by n tan NL, this is N, okay, not A, minus L by 2 where N square equal to P by I, P by EI. So this is the information given in the problem. We have a horizontal strut, okay, like horizontal beam we are having, which is at fixed at two ends, okay, freely pinned at two ends, like simply supported at two ends A and B, okay, and the deflection, it is deflected in the center in this way, and the load W is acting on in the center, okay, load of the beam you can say is strut we are calling, and two at both ends we are having equal and opposite compressive forces. Okay, so this is a compressive force acting in clockwise direction. From this side also compression is acting, from this side also compression is acting, it is acting in clockwise direction. Okay, and at both ends the half of the weight of this strut is acting, like at both ends. Okay, if total weight is W, then at both ends W by 2 will act. Okay, now here we have the internal bending moment at any point Q. Okay, we have selected one cross section Q dash, okay, of that strut. We have this, we have discussed it in first lecture of bending moment. The internal bending moment at any cross section Q from A as origin, here instead of O we have taken A as origin, is EI d2y by dx square. This is the value of bending moment, and which is equal to the sum of moments of external forces acting on the either side of Q dash Q. Either side of Q dash Q means either on the left side or right side. Whatever the moments of forces acting on the left or right of this is equal to EI d2y by dx square. Using this condition we are going to form the differential equation. Now we are going to equate EI d2y by dx square to moments of forces acting on the left or right of the cross section. So EI d2y by dx square we are going to equate. Now we just have to calculate how many moments of forces acting on the left of this cross section. Okay, now one force is given, compressive force capital P, which is acting in clockwise direction. Okay, and the compression in this strut is happening in the downward direction, right? This is how it is compressed. This is the elastic curve. Okay, it is compressed in downward direction towards length y we have considered. Okay, so the compression is happening in the downward direction, and P is the value of the compression, and the length, it is compressed by length y. So it will be total compression moment of the compressive force will be P into y. Okay, and it is acting in the clockwise direction. Okay, so whenever the compressive force or tension force are acting in anti-clockwise direction, in that case we take positive sign, and if it is acting in the clockwise direction we take negative sign of that force. Okay, these are the sign conventions you might be knowing. Whenever clockwise direction we are having here of the force, we take negative sign, okay, of the movement. This is the movement Py, and another force due to this weight W by 2 at the end point, and it is acting along elastic curve horizontally, it is acting, okay, over the x-axis. Okay, so this load is W by 2 at the end point A, and the distance is x. So and it is also acting, this is a vertical reaction, it is acting in the vertical direction, it is stretching in the upward direction. This is a vertical reaction we call, and that's why it is also negative. The actual compression is in the downward, weight is acting in the downward direction, and this W by 2 is acting in the upward direction. Therefore this force is acting in the upward direction, and distance at a distance x we have considered that cross section, so therefore the vertical reaction will be also negative. So these are the two forces acting on the left of this q dash q. One is vertical reaction due to this w by 2, the weight acting at the end points, okay, w by 2. This is acting in the upward direction, this is acting compressive force acting in the clockwise. Only these two forces we are having there, okay, on the left of that cross section q dash. Therefore the right hand side of the equation will have this minus py and minus w by 2 x as the sum of the movements, and both of them are negative because of the directions. So right hand side will be minus py minus w by 2 into x. This will be your differential equation of the given situation. Now once we get differential equation, the next things will be easier to calculate. Now let us simplify it, differential equation, write it in our phi of dy f of x form. Y terms will take on one side, this y will divide by this coefficient throughout, so we'll get d2y by dx square. This term will become plus divided by ei minus w by 2 ei into x will be the right hand side. Now one value is given to us, n square equal to, this is given n square equal to p by a into I. Now this we are going to use in the solution because the final answer is in terms of n. Here we don't have any n, so we'll replace this value here. So we'll get d2y by dx square, p by ei is n square, so plus n square y. Here ei is p by n square, so if you put p by n square here, so n square will go in the numerator and p will be in the denominator x. So this will be our new version of the differential equation. Okay, now auxiliary equation of this differential equation is d square plus n square equal to 0, where capital D is t by dx. Now this will imply the roots of this will be plus minus ni. Therefore CF is C1 cos nx plus C2 sin nx. Okay, give this equation number, leave it, there is no need of giving equation number. Now particular integral 1 upon phi of d f of x, right hand side is minus w n square by 2p into x. Okay, now again x is a polynomial function we are having here. So the similar technique we are going to use for polynomial function case we are going to use here. Therefore particular integral is constant term I will write in the beginning, minus w n square by 2p is a constant. Then I am going to take n square also common from phi of d, so that I will get 1 plus d square n square here, and x is the polynomial function. Now n square will get cancelled. Here we will have minus w by 2p. Now the expansion of this is 1 minus d square by n square. So this only these two terms of the expansion will write. The next term will contain higher powers of x, and this term also we don't have to write because the power of x is 1 only. So this value will become 0. Double derivative of this will be 0. 1 into x will be x. So finally we'll have minus w x by 2p will be the particular integral. I will write it again. Particular integral is minus wx by 2p, and hence the general solution is y equals to c1 cos nx plus c2 sin nx minus wx by 2p. So this is the deflection, or you can say elastic curve of the given problem. Now we need to use, we are going to use the initial conditions. We have initial condition at end point when x equal to 0, y 0. This is known to us, right? So when x equal, we'll put x equal to 0, y equal to 0. So we'll get here c1 equal to 0. You put x equal to 0, y equal to 0, you'll get c1 equal to 0. So therefore your y will get reduced to c2 sin nx minus wx by 2p. Now if you see here, this is the value of y will be, because c1 is 0. Now second second constant we are going to calculate, so we are going to use one more condition here in this problem. Now if you see that center, W is acting in the downward direction, right? This weight is acting in the downward direction. Therefore, and if you calculate the slope at the center, at center you will have angle 90 degree between x and y. Okay, therefore dy by dx will be 0 at center, and at center the value of x is L by 2. When x is L by 2, dy by dx is 0. Slope is 0 at that point. Okay, now this x equal to L by 2 we are going to put, because if you see the angle here, the angle of tan we are having as n into L by 2. Okay, so here we are having n into x. So for getting L by 2 there, so we are going to calculate this at y at x equal to L by 2. So dy by dx is 0. So for that purpose we will calculate first dy by dx. dy by dx equal to minus c2 n into c2 cos nx minus w by 2p is the value of the derivative. Now put dy by dx 0 and x equal to L. So we'll get n c2 cos n L by 2 minus w by 2p. On simplifying, you will get c2 as w by 2pn cos nl by 2. Therefore your y becomes, y is the value here. We are going to replace the value of c2. Okay, so n cos nx, n into this w by 2pn cos nl by 2 into sin nx, this n is not there, sin nx w into sin nx by 2pn cos, that is the value of c2, minus wx by 2p, minus wx by 2p. This is the value of y we will get. Okay, now if you see the question, we need to show that at center, deflection at its center, at center this total length of the strut is L, and at center the length is L by 2. So at center we are going to put x equal to L by 2. Therefore deflection, that is the y at center, that is at x equal to L by 2, is y at L by 2 we are calculating, y at x equal to L by 2. So put x equal to L by 2. If you put x equal to L by 2, we'll get sin n L by 2 upon cos n L by 2. That will give us tan n L by 2 minus w into, if you put x equal to L by 2, so we'll get here w L minus 4p. Now we need to take common w by 2p. So if we take w by 2p common, so here we'll have 1 by n tan nl by 2 minus L by 2, which is the required value to be proved. Okay, the value of y deflection at its center. Only in this problem the use of the second boundary condition becomes important here. We are going to calculate the deflection at center, so we have taken the boundary condition at center. Okay, at x equal to L by 2, dy by dx we have taken as 0. Using that, only that this is the change in this problem. At center we are calculating, so take at x equal to L by 2 the value of dy by dx as 0, and you will get the required solution. Okay, and in this problem the formation of differential equation becomes important, and this is how we have done it. And because of that anti-clockwise direction, both signs are negative, both movements are negative we got. Okay, now one problem of this type I will give you for practice, to try it at home. This is the problem. A horizontal tie rod is freely pinned at each end. It carries a uniform load W kg per unit length. Okay, and has a horizontal pull. Find the central deflection. Okay, only central like previous problem, central deflection at x equal to L by 2 you need to calculate at the end, taking origin one of the ends. Okay, and one of the end we have to consider as origin, and consider this value p by ei equal to a square, and this is the answer for that problem. We'll get y at y equal to this much central deflection at x equal to l by 2. You'll get this value. Okay, before that you need to calculate y will be equal to cf plus pi, and using boundary condition you calculate the boundary condition. This is simply supported beam at both ends, so the boundary condition is x equal to 0, y equal to 0, and the second condition is x equal to l, y equal to 0. That conditions can be used for this problem. And cf here, this is very important, cf you need to consider as cos in terms of hyperbolic function. Okay, cos hyperbolic ax plus c2 sin hyperbolic ax, not you will get root plus minus a, but instead of considering this form of cf, you consider this form of cf for this particular problem, then only you will get solution of this type. Okay, in terms of hyperbolic function. And it doesn't matter which form you are using, you can write cf in this form also instead of this form whenever roots are plus minus ax. Okay, so that's why this version of cf we have not discussed it before. Only for this particular problem we are considering this version of complementary function. Okay, now this type of diagram you are having. Now here we are having horizontal pull, so it is pulling in outward direction. Compress, it is not compressive force, it is pulling force, therefore outward direction, and it is acting in anti-clockwise direction. So whenever it is acting in, the pull is horizontal pull is acting in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and it is acting in down, means for pulling means it is along y axis, therefore p into y is positive here. In previous example it was negative. Okay, and this is the bending moment, differential equation we are forming. This is the movement of pulling, movement due to horizontal pull. Now vertical reaction at the origin at both ends we are having as w by 2 into l, total length and the weight. Okay, at both ends the weight is, this weight is of the beam rod, you can say. Half of the weight is acting at the end points. Okay, and total length is l, so w by 2l is the force. Okay, and it is acting in the again vertical direction. This is acting in the vertical, this is vertical reaction, you can say. It is acting in vertical direction. Okay, fine, so it is negative because your deflection is in the downward direction and it is acting in the upward direction. Okay, it is opposite direction. Okay, therefore it will be taken as negative, wl by 2 into x horizontal. Okay, now and another weight is there at central, it carries a uniform load of w kg. Okay, so w into x will be that weight in downward direction. Okay, and it is acting at the center. So this is the cross section we have considered. On the left we are considering all the forces, x distance we are having, the weight is acting in the center, therefore into x by 2. Okay, load into, this is the load into length, which is the movement of that particular load. This is the load acting in downwards. Okay, at center wx. Fine, so this is how we can calculate all the movements. This will be the differential equation. Try to solve it by considering the value of p by e as a square. Take this as cf and try to show that at center deflection equal to this much. Okay, so that's it from the application, and if you have any kind of doubt you can